And those in Jesus' hometown believed. Those that went up on the mountain, they believed. It was harder because they had to go to Jesus. But notice in the next chapter, Jesus went to them. He was making it easier on them. But they had unbelief. And you notice when Jesus would tell people, would heal people in the Bible, your faith that made you whole.
Right.
The Syrophoenician woman, when she came for her daughter, your faith. Mm-hmm. Blind Bartimaeus, your faith. The 10 lepers, the centurion's servant. And the interruption in between the story, the woman with the issue of blood. Her faith. And then I like what the blind man said when Jesus put the stuff in his eyes, spit in his eyes. Hey, if you're blind and you hear Jesus is coming your way, and when he walks up to you and the first thing you hear is, are you going to get excited? It said he put spittle in his eyes.
Right.
Spit on the ground. You're a blind person. You probably heard that before. People spitting on you, telling you to get out of their way. And here comes the healer. And you hear. And then he makes it worse. He puts it in the dirt and makes clay out of it and rubs it in your eyes. And you can't see it. He tells you to go to the pool and wash. Didn't take him there. Sent him there. You know what that blind man could have done?
Yeah.
You ain't no healer. But he went to the water. And he washed his eyes. And he said it came up seeing. See, he hadn't seen Jesus. We ain't seen Jesus, but we felt Jesus. Amen. That's what he had done. He hadn't seen Jesus yet, but he had felt it. What did he tell whenever they called him before the Pharisees and stuff? He said, I don't know if he's a sinner or not, but I once was blind. Amen. But now I see. See, they want to accuse Jesus and say he's not who he is. But you know what you can say? I don't know. I know I once was blind.
Yeah.
But now I see. What did it take? It took faith. It took some faith. He had to believe. He had to believe Jesus. He had to believe Jesus was not going to do anything bad to him. He had to believe that it was Jesus. He had to understand, because I don't think it even says he said anything to him until he told him to go wash. He was having to believe that it was Jesus that was showing up. He had to believe after he heard. He had to believe after he was wiped in his eyes. And then he had to believe when he washed his eyes. And you know what it talks about later? That he seen Jesus. And he was excited. Aren't you excited that one of these days you're going to get to see Jesus? Amen. And you know what the difference is going to be? In those that make it and those that don't? It's going to be belief. Now, church, you've been praying for your family.
Right.
You got belief? Or you got unbelief? If you've got unbelief, you need to come today and say, God, help me, my unbelief. Because I want to see it happen.
Right.
We got to get them up the mountain. We got to get them to Jesus. Brother John, that's the song.